Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are playing Mono Green with one of the new cards. You already see it, and I'll tell you, this card is surprisingly strong. And yes, we are in gold here because we are like literal hours after the reset. Let's go with the elves. So basically all like high gold players right now are like high diamond 1 and diamond 2 players, and we will be playing this particular deck as long as needed, so we will get to platinum. Like, we are hitting it in like next half or 1 hour. So yeah, this will be fun. Let's go for a mask. Man, this is already kinda insane. Our opponent played a land. You guessed it. We can saddle, but of course we don't need to. And when you see the synergies between some of the cards that are not obvious, it might blow your mind just a little bit. So here's the Furnace, killing one of our super cool creatures. Oh, they know which is the biggest one. I think this is the turn for Sentinel, probably. Nothing in the graveyard really, except this one. So Sentinel should be the better choice here. And we can already start crewing, dealing some damage potentially, and creating map tokens. Here we go. Let's swing. And this can be used, of course, to remove enchantments and artifacts, I believe. Both of them. No, only artifacts. Alright. Usually green just always goes for both. And our opponent is going for the big stuff already. However, well, now you will see. This is already the beginning of the end for our opponent. Let's go with the card that is really quick on killing your opponent. Our opponent will basically have one turn of huge play, because we can use those map tokens to pump this potentially to up 4, which means that this will pump the whole board. I should really tap and put some extra damage. I did not do it. So if we pump this one, they wouldn't be able to block, and they would be at 5. I'm not sure if it really matters, because then they wouldn't block, they would still not die, and it's not like they are surviving 2 turns here. But you are already seeing the potential, and it, like, if you think that that's it, bro, this is just a start. We have ways to make it incredibly more powerful than what you are seeing, and it's already kinda insane. So Vivi, the last play, they don't have like Cardon or anything, so they can only use it once. They already use it. Well, this has to do for the rest of the turn and probably rest of the game. They can block only 2 creatures. And that's kinda important. So this will be a big turn. If they didn't remove the Mite, it would be even cooler, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll work like that. Oh my god. With this, we can draw the new hand. Oh my god, this is so good. So what this card does is whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards, and we put a ton of +1/+1 counters. However, on this turn we just want to go for the lethal, so instead of like, you cannot go card advantage against this deck, because they just win the game, so don't do it. But yeah, and when we attack, we pump every creature by 4, so you can see that it's going pretty great. Let's go another. Kinda scary. If we could set this would accelerate our game plan so hard. And oh no, this is a removal. Already? Are you scared of a one little elf? I would never do it as a control player. So do we drop the talent? I think we do. I honestly think we do. Because with this we can start cheating a lot of value later in the game. Of course, this can also be hit by Simrip. That's basically like Glass Casket, but for every non-land permanent, but it has to have value of 2 or less. But you know, it's kind of the same. It's also an enchantment, so I guess a lot of differences after all. They can counter this spell. No, I think we go with this. Let's see if they counter. This is a juicy counter spell target. They are not going for it. Okay. I wonder if they have their new lockdown. It really feels like this a little bit. So I will level up so we don't lose another card. It feels like this, if they play this, they're, well, I'm fine with it. We leveled up the talent. That means they used Get Lost on the creature, not on the talent. And every next one will hopefully be a little bit better. They don't have double blue, so 3 steps ahead is off the table, which is kinda interesting. I mean, let's go. Do you have it? they need 2 mana counterspell, because 3 mana counterspell doesn't work, it needs double blue. So that's kinda okay. And now we can go for the mascot, which already has the counter, so it cannot be removed unless they pay the ward. I guess they probably have this one spare mana, because usually removal is like get lost. But, you know, it's still nice. We can remove artifacts, but not enchantments, so this unfortunately will mess, but it might hit lockdown later. Because the nuke lockdown is, of course, an artifact. So this already has the warding. It gets some ++ counters, and it's already pretty scary, honestly. So first things first. Oh, they don't see the play. They paid everything. Sure. That means we crew, and that's why we have this vehicle that has summoning sickness. It was still a good stylistical play, alright? It was still a good play. Our opponent unfortunately refilling, which is incredibly good for them. So far they answered every permanent we played, and now they need to refill because they are running low on answers. Whenever another creature you control enters, so this one shouldn't be super scary. Okay, I think I know. We could play the Warden first. Then it gets I mean, this is kinda good. This is our big play. It will have 2/4, so it cannot crew alone. So I think we start with the Warden. We might even crack some map tokens. And we of course will crew. You know what? Honestly, I think we just go with the vehicle. Because this is so hard for them to remove. And we can just keep crewing it over and over. Yes, I'll take it. This is a massive hit already. Like, this is 7 damage. Even if they block, it's 4 damage. And of course we can pump stuff. I will just keep pumping this guy. This might be our win. Man, out of nowhere, 8 damage, even despite our opponent having so much removal early game. And they took all of it. Probably the right decision. Okay, now they still need to remove the Warden. The only unfortunate part about this whole draw... Okay... Is that like some infinite combo? It feels that it's one turn kill combo of some sort, but I'm not sure how they create infinite creatures. So basically, what this does is that whenever you create a token, it will be this. So pretty scary stuff, honestly. Let's go for this. The problem is that they see this play, because they didn't see the one we wanted to play, they've seen the next one, but then they prepare for the next one, and unfortunately they also hit what we were doing in the board. So, I mean, I will put some counters, our opponent has only 2 mana. And this is one of the big synergies that we have here, and let's screw it. Should be good enough. Everything has ward, which is incredibly important. Without the talent, they would just remove creatures, and we would be in some serious trouble. But here, we can actually do stuff, man. Land, alright. That means we play the land and we do it again. And we got 1 extra card. When we pump this, it pumps the whole board. So it's kinda the same. Ooze is kinda okay, honestly. It might get the ward in a way. I'll take it. Not the best card, but not the worst one. And now we swing with incredibly powerful board. Alright, let's stack the triggers nicely. We pump the creature first, so it pumps everything. So basically you put +1/+1 counter on every single, like, creature, you know? That's kinda insane. Look at this board. This is 24 in power and also 24 in toughness. Helix on face? Well, it's really close, man. They actually have 1 life after this. And they need to survive another turn. By the way, this is 12-14, which means it puts 12 counters on every single creature. Oh, that was the combo! But they don't have time. They don't have time. So we are winning this game. And you know what? Let's put twice amount of counters. Let's play this guy. Yep. We whatever, 9/9 tokens seems fine, which will be 11/11. Now we go for this, we swing, everything, we put the counter here, our opponent is nice enough to showcase us. This is what we wanted to do. Bro, this is 120 damage with 3 creatures. Oh boy, this was really good, man. And this is how you get out of Platinum in below 20 minutes. I really want to draw some cards with this one. Bro, you can tell it's Sloth playing, right? Playing mono-green aggro that is so low to the ground and just thinking about drawing some more cards. Listen, it is what it is, alright? Let's go for 3 damage. Man, this card is kinda insane. 2 mana, 3/2 with haste, and it has only upsides from this, because like 2 mana haster trample with 3/2 is just not good enough, so we need to put 3 different effects on it. I mean, legit. Absolutely legit. So I think this is the turn to go for Sentinel, because we still want the pressure. I could go for Elf into Ooze, which means we could draw cards on the next turn. And this is an... No. Ooze is too important. Ooze is actually too important, because this is some kind of Reanimator deck, and that means we need to play Ooze and already have the mana to, you know, exile something from the graveyard and not lose the game to some wild Zombify. Taking Overlords or stuff. Yeah, this is like 100% some weird Zombify Reanimator deck. Alright, we need to go fast. I think we have to go for the Ooze on this turn because we die, probably. Even the Red Overlord will probably take over the game because it's so ahead of curve. So we swing all, then we play the Ooze and we keep the mana. No, we just need 1 mana. So first we swing. That's something that will not change. And let's show our opponent that there's pressure. Alright, I kinda hoped for this block, to be honest. And now it means that we can play the Elves. We need a lot of mana on the next turn. And we need only 1 mana to exile a creature. Now they need to remove Ooze first and then reanimate. And I don't think they can do both. They actually cannot zombify because they played the Tapland. Bro, don't be bad at Magic, draw 1 Tapland. I tell you every time, just draw the lands you need. It helps to win. So our opponent can cycle some cards. They are preparing for next turn. Big thing. And they can probably kill the Ooze. Alright, I think we will still pump it. Because the best target is Red Overlord, right? So we can just do it now, get the counter and get some life gain. Life gain doesn't super matter, but the rest does. And we can go for this and get some value already. Each turn, so we can do it on the opponent's turn, by the way. That's kinda huge. Alright, let's start doing those cards. We probably want another Ooze, most likely. Let's swing. Those map tokens will also be useful, but later. Okay. They have Chorus mana, so I don't expect anything bad to happen. At least not now. I will go for Fear. For reasons. Yes, I want to draw cards, thank you very much. That was very considerate of you asking. And we can do it on the opponent's turn as well. Because we have Elves. And we can do it again. So they still cannot reanimate. I think they are done. We are drawing cards, we have better board, we have anti-reanimation game plan. And by the way, Sloth, why did you put Ooze in this deck? Because of Reanimator deck, exactly. This is the only reason I went for this game plan. Sure, let's see what the card is. So they have the Faithful. Alright. The good part for us... Man, this is such a... Like, this works so well. It's exactly how I imagined it. We're drawing cards, getting rid of Reanimator game plan, and putting more counters, so we never run out of threats. And we should hit a second Ooze at some point. This will flip. Can we kill them on this turn already? Probably the answer is yes. But first we need to see if we are good at Magic. Wait. We have only 3. We can go for the talent. But we don't have enough mana, I believe. If we attack with this, they block. They want to block this, and this. So this dies, and this is kinda useless on the stats. So how can we go around it? We could go wide and give them 1 extra turn. I don't love it. If I pay 3 mana, this will be a 4/4. But then this hits for 3, and they are not dead. If I go for the talent, I don't have enough mana, and I need to tap Elves for the mana to win the game. Everything is 1 mana short. Alright, I think this is the play. Because this gives us enough stuff. With Elf. And this has Ward, which will make it super hard to remove later. We put the counter. We'll just attack with this guy on this turn. We draw a card, of course, because we deserve it. We're just cool like this. And we swing. They cannot take the hit. We still have mana. And we can keep drawing cards, so our next turns will still be better. I really want to get into second Ooze. So when this one dies, we can still prevent the reanimation game plan. I think we go this. And this. Because that kinda forces the next turn to be the last one, probably. They cannot block so many creatures, so they need to reanimate right now. They need removal into reanimation. I mean, this is fine. This doesn't really do much. Here's Arden. So that was the play they wanted to do. And they have exactly 5 mana for the Faithful. We don't care about this. For the Faithful, into the sacrifice, so Arden gets back. But it's after combat phase already, so they cannot attack. And of course they cannot do it, because we just exile the card. And in order to get rid of Ooze, they need to pay at least 2 or 3 mana because of the warding. Which is why we leveled it up. Yeah, I think we've got this game. We slowed them enough, so there's nothing they can do probably. Oh my god, they put so many creatures. Maybe they have enough blockers for this one. I'll be honest, I didn't expect 3 new creatures. Oh, the 4th one! Alright, maybe they can survive another turn. But we still go for this. Let's get rid of the card they really care about. So it hurts. And of course we are drawing cards because we deserve it. Why wouldn't we? We don't have the space thingy, the space dragon. So how do we do it? How do we do it? I think we open with this. This is interesting. Our opponent is fighting like a lion. And this is a good card. I'll take it. On this turn. That's so good one. Oh boy, this seems to be a good strategy. I should probably put the counter here. Just to make sure that, we get the stuff. But with this, I think our board will be good enough. Oh, I would love to draw this card. This would solve everything. But we'll just draw it later. Alright, let's count the mana. So we have what? 6 attackers, they have 4 blockers, so 2 creatures goes through and we win the game. Alright, I'll take it. And I mean, this is kinda interesting hand. We really don't want to lose those Wardens. They are kinda the only value card we have. We have tons of tempo with the Elves, but not much more. We would love to get something that draws cards or something like this. Is that it should be a sacrifice deck, but to be honest, I'm kinda eager to use this card in a lot of decks. If you have any type of creature during the game, you can probably get value from this, and the only cost you pay is this being tapped, which is something we paid normally anyway. So they are going for the Zealot already. They don't have anything to remove, so maybe we go for the Warden. I will try. Like, we need to get some, solid value from this one. I really hope it won't get instantly removed, because then we can spam the board with some creatures on the next turn, or maybe even triple drop if we draw right. We could play 1-drop, 2-drop, and 1-drop, and then get tons of... Alright, they did not remove stuff. They need to attack with this to get the real value going. Oh, this is such a smart attack. They know Warden is worth more. Alright, cheers. That was a really nice play. They know where it hurts. Oh my god, is this the time? Oh boy, we can already do the thing. So we can put how many counters? Let's actually check. We only have 1, but that's good enough, honestly. But maybe we wait for 1 more turn? They will get tons of synergies on the next turn, so that's scary. But we could play 2 creatures. And then go for this guy? I think it's good enough. Man, I need to think about this one. This will be super close game. When they get the synergies for all the sacrifice and Sephiroth, we are dead in 2 turns. Editor Sloth here. I think the best play on that turn was Llanowar Elves into another Warden, because then if you stack them correctly, you get 2 extra creatures from both of the Hydras, and they also get another counter, so when you finally play the Space Dragon on the next turn, you get a powerful pump. So I think that was the best play. Back to the game. I think we don't have much more time. I guess the elves get stopped, but we still put more stuff, and Warden will also amplify the next creatures, because we'll have tons of counters here. So not sure if that's the best play, but I think if we play something else, it will just be too slow. I think it will just be too slow. And this is already tons of power into the board. See, suddenly from board that had 4 power, we have board that has 12 power, so that's a big difference. And I think we need to pressure them, especially that this is a good blocker, so it can still trade against anything they have. We need to push damage, because we need force blocks to remove their creatures and make them so, they are more defensive. And now we can create the spirits, right? Every time we play a small creature. I think this was the right play. Because if we play the, what are you? The plant worm from space on the next turn, I think it will be just too slow. Mobilize, already the first huge hit. I wonder what they can do for keeping this alive. They need this to die with 4 power, I believe, so they can destroy up to 1 target non-permanent. We know what the permanent will be. I guess they can sacrifice it already, so... Okay, I think this is the play, right? They need to sacrifice, but they're losing a lot of creatures. This is one of the best creatures they have. So, still, I think worth it. And we can keep attacking, and every new creature will get pumped to absolute oblivion. But we probably need to start attacking with the elves. I don't think we have luxury to, chill with this too long. Voice of Victor. Super scary, but slow on the first turn, so maybe this will be good enough. Oh man, this is testing me. Let's go first. Like this. Our opponent cannot make any tricks, so this is kind of important that we go absolutely white. We'll just create... Yeah, I think spirits are more important. Man, it's so tempting to play more creatures. Alright, I will invest this one more turn, in which case maybe we just go for the Warden. Then we can fruit them completely. Alright, I need to time the lethal here, because we can go completely outscaling them, but it's not needed. We just need to hit right, probably on the next turn, or I think this is just better, man. They cannot kill this, which means we are safe to attack on this turn. I think we need as many creatures on the next turn as possible. We can still get the Space Dragon on the next turn and, get in, board with 100 of stats. But we probably won't, but, it's still worth it. Finally! Bro, this is a pure misplay. They should sacrifice it with the Zealot. It happens, it's fine, but just saying so you don't make this mistake. We're educational channel right now. Alright, let's get some spirits going. They're kinda chunky, man. And do we go for Curator? This one has Trample. Can we make this big enough that it wins the game? We put, what, 4 counters? Yeah, I still think it's better on the Spirit, especially that it scales better with everything that goes white. And of course we get more counters for the next turn. We have, what, 3, 6 blockers, way more stats than they could ever get. Alright, they will probably go for the Warden. But look, you can see they're running out of cards. This card is insane, and it gives them so much value, so now they will probably double sacrifice, this gets to 4/4, then they remove the Warden, but still, we have enough blockers so we can kill Voice of Victor, and they have 1 card. For all the good that Zealot has, it doesn't draw a single card during the whole game. You can do a lot with this, but not draw cards. You can only make sure that the next one you will draw on the next turn is a good one. And it's still 1 card, whatever you do. Alright, I expect a... What? That means they're running Rise the Past. You would never choose this creature unless you are using the graveyard. especially with Warden in the battlefield, which means we are casting Ooze on the next turn and we are exiling. This is Rise the Past. That's why they are burning through the value so hardcore, because they know they have infinite value anyway. Like, they lose this, it's fine. They just make 3-1 when they reanimate. So we need to prevent it. We have 6 mana at least. But man, they might be just dead. Like, we have so much stats in the board. Like, we have 4 creatures that kind of have to be blocked. Let's count the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. But Sloth, it's 5. No, it's 4 meaningful creatures that needs to be exiled. Which means we have exactly the right mana for it. They can double block, but it still doesn't kill the Warden, which means that I think we have this. I think we'll literally read them like a book and we'll prevent every game plan they have. This is Rise the Past. And they are counting on it to win the game. And it won't. That's why we are not attacking with elves. We will have exactly 4 cards to exile, which means Rise the Past does kinda nothing. I guess it takes probably 1 or 2 creatures, because they might lose this one as well. But those zealots will not win the game on their own. They need the bigger stuff. And now they're ready for Rise the... Oh, I want to cheer so hard. Here you go. I bet you don't mind this card. And we'll put counters on card name. Yep, it's a card name. And let's see what our opponent will do. They can prevent us life gaining and putting counters, but they cannot prevent this ability. It goes to the stack even in response to removal. So they're done. Now they realize, yep, told you that was the last card. Nope. Nope. That's why Ooze is in the deck. We want to make sure that all the annoying big stuff is not here anymore. And probably double Voice of Victory. I guess they will be forced to block. Yeah, whatever we do, they don't have enough creatures. And that's how you disassemble the Sacrifice Reanimator version. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed Mono Green, and this is just the beginning, alright? So if you are an outro skipper, this one will have quite a lot of cool stuff. So first things first, huge thank you to all the new subscribers. We broke 24,000. It took a while, but now we are going strong, and really thank you to everyone new, and also all the veterans for supporting the channel. You guys are so cool, and I'm happy you're enjoying the new set. It's a blast. It's been a blast. So this deck has, as you have seen, tons of synergies. I will show the stats that I had for this deck, and this card, I'll be honest, at first I didn't really see the potential unless I've noticed that it's at the beginning of combat of your turn. And I remember all of the cards that have instant effect on the turn you play it. Like, there was even in Embercliff era, like this Torbran, something red that basically doubled the damage, and I got flashbacks, man. And I realized that if you can pump it with things like Warden of the Grove, Velocipede. This one is a little bit sketchy. It's hard to find room because Sentinel is so good. So you either kinda have to cut Sentinel to get more. I wanted to use more, but this puts an additional +1/+1 counter on basically all of our creatures. Unfortunately, we don't get this mode with 3 counters, which would be perfect, but 1 counter already doubles the power of this card. And you can use the Mite. We didn't really showcase it, but whenever it attacks, another creature gets +X, so you can, you know, stack the triggers right, so it resolves first, then this has a lot of power. The creature that you pump does not need to be attacking. That's huge. And we can also use the Fight spell to put another +1/+1 counter, so you can play this, pump it instantly, kill a creature or something, and then pump the whole board. You know, so you like probably the biggest addition, like the Innkeeper's talent is incredibly good with this one, because then not only you get the warding very quickly on this and all the other creatures, which makes it harder to remove, and we are a bit of a tempo deck, but you also can double the counters, and at the beginning of combat you can put a counter. If you have level 3, 2 counters, which means that this instantly pumps for way more, and you can pump early game the Mite, so you get all those counters basically on Ouroboroid, you know, the plant worm, so you basically don't waste those counters from early game. So this is just perfect in every way. I also wanted to try with this Terrasymbiosis. It's a really cool card. It might be a little bit slow for, you know, like super meta play, but it kind of worked where we had it. Drawing cards every turn just hits my jam, and it gives a bit of extra dimension to this deck, so we can have more. I tried Curator, but Ooze seems to just be superior because it puts the counters. This one has Trample, that's the reason I kind of hesitated, but Ooze seems to be just crushing it. And, as I promised, you will get more stuff. So the stats for this deck, we went literally 5-0. It was fun, it was smooth, it was really fun. This is probably the most enjoyable mono green deck I have played, and I finally have all the stats for all the previous decks, so except one. I don't think we have stats for the first one. Not sure why, maybe we just, yeah, I played it when the arena wasn't like officially launched, basically. It was still the maintenance, so maybe it was just too early to track or something. But we have the stats for the artifact deck, so you can see that it's very easy to rank up with this one. And we also have stats for the Dimir deck. I was kinda curious myself because I didn't know them, and I had a feeling, but I wanted to see how it performed. So we are crushing it in the new set so far. I really hope you enjoyed. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and makes YouTube recommend those videos more. So it is very appreciated. And I really hope you had a blast. I have tons of ideas, so I'm going to record another one just right after this one. And yeah, thank you for all the support, guys. You are awesome. And thank you to all the patrons that went extra mile to help us making those videos and support the channel. You guys are just absolute bros. I cannot thank you enough. And yeah, I will still thank you. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys tomorrow. With